Okay, so here we are for the battle against CJ. He brings the Muck, the Entei. Pretty much near enough what I was expecting. No Orthworm means that I could have actually gone Scale Shot on Croc. It is what it is. There's part of me that wants to lead off with it, but there's also part of me that really wants to just lead off with Magnezone and start clicking some buttons. We are Iron Defense, Weakness Policy, because every Mon that's super effective against Grass type is physical on this team. So, yeah, but at the same time, they have brought everything. Literally every Pokemon that can hit Magnezone for super effective damage once it terrors. So that's a little bit tough, I guess. With that in mind, still going to lead with it. I'm still going to terror it, and I'm going to attempt to try and make something work. If we see a lead Sandy Shocks, then we see a lead Sandy Shocks. What else could be lead here? Maybe the Flamingo? Could be Flamingo. Thing is, I could be Terra Flying, so I don't know if they really want to like test that, but at the same time, they might do. Regardless, I think at that point I would just Terra. If I Terra, would I die to a Brave Bird? If it's Terra Flying, I probably would. Where's my calcs? There's my calcs. Yeah, Magnezone. Hopefully breaking off lead. If not, then we've had some fun with this week's build, so we're not taking it super seriously. Currently 4-0 this week, going into this week, and looking pretty good for playoffs. As long as we don't like completely throw the second half of our season, we should be pretty good. That's a Talon lead. Is going to be Flamingo. Okay. You do have a Sandy Shocks. I really don't have a whole lot to switch into this mon in general, so I could go out into my Hatterene, but Hatterene actually looks pretty good. If Muck goes down, there's not a great deal that can immediately threaten it. I will just Terra Grass. I just Terra Grass and Thunderbolt, right? Because if he goes out into Sandy Shocks, that's like not a big deal really at all. I want to say that he's going to go for a U-turn, just like predicting the Terra and seeing what I go for. If he just Brave Birds, then he just fucking Brave Birds and Chad play, I guess. You got me. But otherwise, we should be able to claim one if they U-turn here. If they CC, they die to Thunderbolt. They just U-turn. That does a lot of damage. But, you know, where is the switch into this one? I mean, it is Sandy Shocks, let's be honest here. It's got to be Sandy Shocks. But if I go for the Rogue Terra Blast, he's in for a bad time. Sandy Shocks also does absolutely no damage whatsoever to me, outside of like Tri-Attack, but I am somewhat Spadef. So whatever's coming in, it's going to take an analytic boosted Thunderbolt, and I don't think anything lives it. The only thing that obviously can is going to be the Sandy Shocks. Flubber, that's going to be the Muck, isn't it? Yeah. That is just grim. Its shiny is horrible. That did take the hit. It doesn't want to take another hit, but it did take the one hit. I could just Flash Cannon. Realistically, there is no downside to Flash Cannoning. Forces it, like, something to come in and Sacred Fire. The thing is, like, if I go for the Iron Defense here, and, you know, they decide to just Gong Shot poison me, then I'd be in for a real bad time. I don't really fancy that. If this thing is faster than me, then so be it. But like best case scenario, so they just switch. But we're going to take them off. Okay. So one thing that Hatterene couldn't really deal with particularly well, that's gone down. That's nice. I've now got to try and switch into Flamingo again, which is, I think we know is not really happening, but we've traded 1 for 1 at least. How much did that U-turn do to me? Can I get any information from that? Was it Choice Bandit? I think it's going to be Choice Scarf. There's no reason for it to not be Scarf Flamingo, I think. But regardless, I do want to keep this mon around, I think. And I think Hatterene might... Is Hatterene more expendable than this? I know I just said that Hatterene was really good, but at the same time, I have the citrus. I don't need to sack this mon right away. So yeah, I think I would just keep this around, honestly. It's nice for the Sandy Shocks. Stitch is going to come in. I mean, like, there's no doubt that this thing would, in fact, knock me out. How well is Hatterene taking on... I mean, it's a Sneasel, right? It's a Sneasel. Yeah, I mean, I take everything. I take everything. This mon can't terror, as far as I'm aware. But I don't need to sack Magnezone at the moment. I know it's got the boosts, but... There's, like, they've got to go for the ice move, be it probably Triple Axle will come out, and we'll see whether or not if it's choice banded, then it's the only way, in fact, that it's going to be able to two-shot me. And even then, we have the citrus, so it won't even be able to do that. Could see a poison jab, actually. No, it's just Triple Axle. That's not banded at all. Does get the 3 hits, but that's fine. I can't really complain about getting the amount of hits that it's meant to get. We could invite in the Entei here. I don't think you let me have this, and I think the Entei would likely be the switch in. Would you go for a knockoff? I don't think you would go for a knockoff. I also think it's fine for me to just click Draining Kiss. Does a Poison Jab kill me from here? It might do, actually. It might do. Do I think you got Poison Jab? Okay, Poison Jab actually does less than Triple Axle. I would assume this is just boots. It's going to be a switch. Is it going to be... Could be Sylveon that comes in as well. Rapunzel? That sounds like a Sylveon. That sure is. And we do 2, maybe? I'm not sure if the HP bar actually moved. But I do have 𝘽𝘼𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙀 over here. And the switch-ins to this mon as well is virtually nothing for him. In fact, it is nothing. And we are EV'd to be able to live 2 modest specs hyper voices from this. And also be able to 2-hit KO in return. You could see a baton pass. We could, like, there's not a lot that comes in that threaten me too much. It's just gonna be a hyper voice. You are not specs. Can confirm. Definitely not the choice spectacles. Show me your switch in, sir. I'm just going to click liquidation. Because again, this is something that's... Oh. Scared the shit out of me. They might just stay in to let this take what they think will be a special move. But we know special move here. Now, whatever comes in has got to try and take a liquidation into Aqua Jet, and I don't think there's anything that does that. So yeah, it's just going to be the Sylveon, and that's a crit, and that's just going to kill. I do apologise for the crit. That definitely mattered. Were you just like no invest? You must have been like no investment there. Okay, so this mon, immediately every time it comes in, gets a kill. They should know that we're Assault Vest. So I think how I would want to play around a Sneasel that potentially comes in here is that I would go out into Magnezone on the knockoff and then double back out into Hatterene on the Triple Axle to reposition myself. Because now the switch-ins are even less to Hatterene. Stitch comes back in. I'm still not super concerned about the Sandy Shocks at this current moment. I do have Mons to be able to deal with it, so that if Magnezone, like if he does make the read here and go for the triple axle and the Magnezone coming in, then so be it. Actually, we know his boots. Probably optimistic to think that I would actually live a hit. There's a knockoff. So it does some pretty respectable damage, and now we're going to just double out into Hatterene on what I think will be a triple axle. Just so we can get our citrus, and then we don't have to worry too much about knockoff after that. Yeah, the triple axle. We'll get our citrus, and we should end up on enough health to still be able to live a triple axle, which is nice. And if we can get 2, even better. Crit probably means that we can't take another triple axle. But, I mean, I can't complain too much. I just crit him, so... Does bait them into another triple axle. They only hit the one time. Okay. This isn't going to kill. That actually might be 𝘽𝘼𝙎𝙬𝙬, looking at it. Do I want a Psyshock now? On the incoming Entei? I kinda do. I kind of really do. It's a stupid play by all accounts. Just having a quick look if Extreme Speed knocks us out from here. If it's 𝘽𝘼𝙎𝙬𝙬, because it took less than it should have, it might knock it out. So because of that, I think I'm in a position where I can Psyshock. Because I can always knock this out with priority later. In comes, yeah. This is what I didn't want to let have a free switch in, so yeah, I'm just going to go for the Psyshock. That's a respectable amount of damage we take those. Do I take a hit from Banded? Probably not, but Hatterene really has done its job at this point. I think there's actually a chance that that Sneasel is now in Aqua Jet range. If not, then it's definitely going to be in Aqua Jet plus E-Speed range. We can see whether or not this is Banded, I think. So Banded actually might not knock me out. First me 202. Banded, if it's Adamant, has a chance. If it's not Adamant, it doesn't have a chance. They're going to Trailblaze. They get the crit. But that's fine. I am just sacking this one at this point. I have priority. Yeah, that's easily in Aqua Jet range. Do I need to keep this for anything? I mean, Flamingo could be a problem, but it shouldn't become a problem. Is it better to keep this, or is it better to keep Magnezone? Honestly, I think Magnezone. Because Magnezone still has the ability to check Sandy Shocks, so yeah. It's not Bandits, this might not kill me either. Okay, it does. But now we get to go into... we've got 3 forms of priority. Literally take your pick on what priority we want to use. Which makes me think that we should still be okay. I will just check. Makes me think that we should be okay against the Flamingo still. They should always be able to take a hit from Flamingo at this point as well. And I can use Krokorok as a mid-ground switch. I can use Krokorok as a mid-ground switch on Sandy Shocks, so I don't have to like immediately throw away my Magnezone. Jet just going to pick up the KO. So yeah, Entei was one of the biggest problems for my team. That thing is down. The other big problem for my team, I think at this point, is going to be the Flamingo. If Flamingo comes out here, I don't think I'll die to a throat chop, honestly. I think the only thing that would likely kill me would be that's Arcanine, that's not basculegion. I'm at 290, so I'm at 74%. It would have to be like Scarf Close Combat on a high roll. If it's Adamant, then it's just gonna do the thing. Right, Sandy Shocks. Booster energy. Are you booster special attack or you booster speed? Booster speed. Okay, well that's less of a threat. I do believe we should always be able to take a Thunderbolt here. The question becomes, do I want to take that Thunderbolt? Because it would leave me a little bit open to Flamingo. I think I need to still preserve some things for Flamingo, so I will make the mid ground. And just go into Krokorok. Earth Power would be a 2-hit KO on me. Good read, good read. It's not a 2-hit KO, never mind. Krokorok, the absolute GOAT. I'm just gonna go for an Earthquake. If they do double out into the Flamingo, they double out into Flamingo. Nah, just gonna Earth Power again. Can Krokorok? Krokorok doesn't pick up the kill here. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's not picking up the kill, but it is putting this in Aqua Jet range. And as we know, putting everything into Aqua Jet range apparently is going to be just like the thing that I'm gonna do. So good job, Krokorok. And yeah, once again, welcome back, Basculegion. Aqua Jet does 47 to 56. This might have some defense investment, but I don't think it's going to have enough defense investment. So another kill for Basculegion. I don't know how many that's been in this game. I haven't really kept a track of it. And I think this will just simply come down to priority versus Flamingo. Sneasel's going to come in. As it should, as well. And I am just going to go out into Arcanine. Because I can now extreme speed this. Alternatively, because I'm like max defense, and I should be able to live any one hit, I can just agility and attempt to see out the game this way. So we're at 203. We are like near enough max defense on this as well, so, and at +2, yeah. Not today, son. Not today. So yeah, I think this probably is gonna wrap up the game because I don't think there's any world in which Flamingo will take this plus anything else, especially because it has to close combat. Like it will take this Flare Blitz. For sure it will take the Flare Blitz. It'll be a throw to go for anything else in this situation because all we have to do is, you know, land a Flare Blitz. And it puts it in range of all the priority on our team. So unless this is also somehow, some way upper hand and is able... I mean, I guess it could be. There's a chance that it could be just a upper hand. Close combat is going to take us out. So I could have just head smashed and killed it, obviously. I mean, even if you are upper hand here, I don't think it's doing enough. Upper hand to Basculegion actually does do quite a bit of damage. Fair play to Flamingo, it is doing quite a bit. Terraflying Brave Bird would knock me out. It's not upper hand though. And that's going to be game. There's another crit. I don't think that crit mattered by any means. We're doing like 30% min with Aqua Jet there. And Basculegion, apparently all you need is Aqua Jet. And you are able to win games. Who knew? Good game to CJ. Shout out to them because I really fucked up in scheduling, but they have been fantastic. Worked around my poor organisation despite having a kid. So they are amazing. Thank you very much for the rescheduling and sorry that I did it. Like you've enjoyed the battle, go sub to CJ, link in the down description below, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the last few games of the season. I believe 5-0 is enough to lock us into playoffs. I'd be devastated if we managed to drop it from here. But yeah, Until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.